Welcome to Timberland Farms. My name's Anthony. Today you might notice a little bit of increase in audio quality. I finally got parts for my DJI Mic 1. So Timber's joining us today, and I'm here to showcase and show you guys my homemade log splitter I touched on in a recent video. So this is it behind me. We got some work and fabrication to do on it, as well as get this thing up and going. I just pulled this out of the tree line. This has been sitting stagnant for probably 2 years, I would say. I haven't had the time to really get into firewood or anything, but somebody's really excited to get attention. But I'll take you guys for a walk around. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad now that I got the microphone all fixed. But I'll take you guys for a walk around. So this right here is the homemade log splitter. It currently has a 6-way wedge on it. Down here I got a log sorting table and a timber. So that's what our build is right now, is that log sorting table. It's going to go on the back side. I cut one piece of steel right here, welded that into place. We need to make a match side on the other side, mirror that, as well as put a plate across the back side. I'll include a picture right now of what this is going to look like. So I'm copying Timberwolf's TW5 log splitter, one of their older designs before they merged with automated biomass and producing the Alpha 5 and Alpha 6. So this is going to be based off the TW5 and TW6 log splitter. So I took some ideas from Wolf Ridge Manufacturing as well as Timberwolf when building this. It's got a 22 horsepower V-twin Predator from Harbor Freight, 670 cubic centimeters of displacement. It's only got a couple hundred hours on it, if that. I think it's only got probably about 30 hours on it of runtime since I built this thing. It just splits wood way too fast for me to really be making full advantage of this. So currently right now you can see I got a jack stand under there, and then the other side I got the trailer jack. So without that jack stand underneath the back of it, it's so back heavy this just drops. So the new game plan is to just take the trailer hitch up front here and switch that to go the other direction. But since we got to do that, we have to take our axle, pull that out, flip it around, and have it like back here, so the wheels are going to be about right here. And doing that will make it so then it's balanced right to go down the road, and we won't have to worry about it tipping or anything like that. We have to flip the axle because it is a spring with shackles, and the way you have to orient the shackles, it has to be in a pulled direction. You can't have them in the leading direction. They have to be trailing. So this log splitter with a 22 horsepower V-twin, it features, I think, a 28 gallon per minute hydraulic pump. So there's our hydraulic pump right there. It goes directly from the tank. Suction side, we have a steel wire mesh strainer in there for our filtration. I have tried other filters and stuff, and this just produces way too much fluid to pump. I can't find a filter that can handle 28 gallons per minute. So there's our pump that goes directly to our valve stack right here. So this is going to change here soon. I'd like to put an auto cycle valve on that, but that's going to be significantly in the future. So right here is directly from the pump going into the valve. We have our one for extending the cylinder, then we have the other one for retracting the cylinder. That just loops around, goes right here, as well as our return line right here. I have our hydraulic power beyond port plugged off for the time being, but that's going to soon change as well, because I plan on putting a hydraulic log lift on this side here, as well as a little catch bracket right here while I have it out right in front of the work area, as well as a hydraulic cylinder to raise and lower this wedge. This hydraulic wedge is significantly heavier than I anticipated, and I don't want to have to pick that up and put that down several times in a splitting session. So that's a good look at our wedge. It used to be an 8-way wedge. As you can see down here, there's remnants of the old wings on the bottom, but it just made wood way too fast for me to actually handle what was going on. So I staggered the wings when I built this. We have our first initial split right here on the front, and then it steps down and splits that into quarters, and then it splits that after that. So it's not splitting everything all at once. And you can still take this wedge off and use the single way if you wanted to. I do need to add some more bolts here. I only got 3 on each side. It should have about 4 or 5, so I'll probably add 2 in between those 2 holes there. They're grade 5 bolts. I have sheared quite a few of those grade 3 bolts that you get from Tractor Supply that are ungraded. We got a boat tank. There used to be a clear plastic tank here that was meant for water. It's got sun faded and cracked from sun bleaching and everything, and it leaked water into gas and made a bunch of issues that way. So now we have a proper fuel tank for this. This is actually meant for gasoline. It says so right on the side, danger gasoline. So this is probably about a 10-gallon tank, I would imagine, but that's plenty for that 22 horsepower V-twin we got on the other side of that big I-beam. But without further ado, we can get into it and start the fabrication process. You can probably tell that we're in a new environment. We just came to the conclusion, because my buddy Noah just came over to my house to help me work on this, and he's like, well, do you want to work on it in my garage? I was like, that would be amazing. So here we are. I finished cutting out this piece of steel to match to the other side. So I'm going to weld this in here in place, and he's going to cut a piece to go in between the back here for our outfeed table to rest on. So we're going to get on that. We're welding with his Harbor Freight Vulcan Omni Pro 220. I had one of these a number of years ago, and I dropped it and broke it, and I've wanted one ever since. So I get a little bit of nostalgia from this, but I'm going to get back to welding this while he's cutting. Just shy of 2 foot. So just, they can be off a little bit. So make one 12-inch. All right, so this is the only piece that we're going to have left over. Both of these are going to be for the ramp that goes underneath the wedge and helps guide the wood onto our guide wood off of our outfeed table. I don't know why I forgot how to say that, or forgot what word it was using. Got to square up this edge. And then this section here, this is going to be for the log lift. I think it's proper length. Yeah, 24-inch. We're doing a 32-inch drop. And then the base plate is going to be about 16-inch. So this is a 16 by 18, and this is a 32 by 18. So that'll do the log lift. And then these two will do the ramps. So we'll get to cutting them. So this is what we have on the outfeed table so far. This is just tacked into place. This is going to be so it's removable. I just tacked it onto this guy. This back plate needs to be welded on all the way, and then we're going to make a hook that goes around here. So those two that I was just measuring, they're going to be ramps that come from the bottom of the wedge down to help guide wood onto here without bending these guys up. I'll put another cross member in between right here on both sides once we figure out how far apart these two have to be, because they're what goes around this boxed opening. I added some of the sheet metal on the side, and then I put 1-inch square tube on either side so it's not a sharp edge, and it gives it a little bit more rigidity. put a cross member in from the bottom to the top here, front and back on both sides. And then that will be our outfeed table. And we're also fabbing up for the log lift. We're not going to do the hydraulics anytime soon. We're just going to get it going so it's there, and we'll like physically brace it, weld it into place, and we'll cut the welds off later when we get the hydraulic system set up. Well, we got this table grate here, the outfeed table. We got that mocked up in place here, and it's sitting on its little latch hook thing here. We're gonna have to do some modifications because we can't currently pull it up out of there. So I think these wings that we put on the sides here, not sure if you can see it if it's in camera frame, but we're gonna probably cut 2 inches off of them. So then hopefully we can raise this up high enough to get this to come off. We're gonna move the trailer hitch from that side over to this side and make the trailer hitch removable. So then we can back this up underneath the dump trailer, or eventually get a conveyor and park the conveyor underneath this outfeed table here. And the hitch will be in the way, so we're gonna have to move that. Still have to finish out welding out all of these grates, as well as this top safety bar here. Put this here so then we're not gonna get cut. Probably gonna cut a corner off of this guy here. After that's, we're all done with the outfeed table. We're gonna move on to the log lift and moving the axle. We gotta flip the axle around so it's facing the correct direction, and we also have to slide that way a little bit. I'd like to take a second to show you guys one of our hoodies. We've been working all day, so it's kind of dirty, but this is one of the Timberland Farms hoodies you guys can get on our merch store. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can pick one of these up. It's got a cool design on the back side of it. It's got timber on it with Timberland Farms, our logo. And if you like supporting your local police department or something like that, we have a blue line in our American flag there to help support the blue line. But you can pick one of these up on our website, timberlandfarmsny.com. www.timberlandfarmsny.com. Come in a little bit closer for you guys. So this is the design here. It's quite a bit dirty. We've been working all day with it, but it's nice and toasty. It fits true to size. You can pick yourself up a nice hoodie like this, as well as a nice ball cap. We have many other designs on top of just this hoodie here. And not only are you going to look in style, but you're also help support the channel, and every little bit helps and help fund projects like this on top of it. But I'll take you guys into what we got going on here. So we got this plate here that's just tacked in place. We're going to cut a corner of this off so then you're not catching your pants on it, ripping them like I already ripped mine today. So we're not going to rip our pants on that. That's to help guide the wood onto the tray here and give it something that's doesn't have any grates or anything to get the wood caught into. I'm probably going to have to cut 2 inches off so we could tip this up in order to get this hook out of the way. Bring you guys in here. I made a hook, took 3/8 plate and cut a groove here and cut a groove here, folded it around 180 degrees from itself and welded it in place. Sorry for the shakiness. But yeah, that's our well, now the camera's coming back. That's our outfeed table right there. These guys are about 12 inches long. Our spacing is 2.5 inches on center. They're 1 inch by 1 inch square tube. So I left a pocket in here for a future endeavor. We weld a plate on the back side of that bottom I-beam and then put a hook mount there. And we're going to run a hydraulic cylinder to raise and lower that wedge, as well as putting provisions in for a hydraulic log lift. Right now it's just going to be a log table. We'll wait on hydraulics later. Well, that so far is the log splitter. It's coming along together nice. Okay. Well, I think that's going to conclude this video. It's getting kind of late, and I want to get this video out for you guys tomorrow. Today is about 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, so I want to get this out for you 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. It gives me a little bit of time to edit this for you guys and get this out. So stay tuned for the part 2 when we're going to finish this guy. Hopefully I'll have that video out for you guys on Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, the finish of build of this. I'm going to hold off on actual functionality and testing of this until Sunday, for next Sunday, so you guys have something to look forward to. So next Sunday, hopefully we'll have this out in the wood yard, testing it out on our next load of wood. But hope to catch you Tuesday or Wednesday when we're going to finish out the build on this guy. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more.